stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through color glass, time moves on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
You new supporters are lucky. So this quality is making reference to new supporters. In past videos, I have said, as with the nonsense that the UK British media have been putting out, have captured new followers for Meghan because they just don't understand why the media in the UK are hating on her when she's minding her own business. So it captivates other people to support Meghan. So in other words, the hate campaign that used to work for the royal family, it backfires. Okay? So this is why she's saying new supporters, because since Meghan left the UK, she have had new supporters. You new supporters are lucky, because those of us who were there from the beginning of the hate campaign against Meghan have been through hell. I still remember my daily stomach aches. I pray and hope that she never set foot on that island again. There's that. Oh, is that okay? I thought that was a thread, but that's someone else who's adding to it. In late 2019, I started posting daily prayers for Meghan. Oh, so it's her. Because it's her, I used to see some of the prayers and I will put at the end of my videos for you guys. So she's letting it be known. Am I following her? Yes, I am. Is she following me? No, she's not. In late 2019, I started posting daily prayers for Meghan because I was so afraid for all that pregnant woman was being subjected to. Later found out that at the time she was suicidal. When Lent was over, so DM Daily Mail, okay. DM'd me, don't stop those prayers. My album now has 492 of them. Okay, so some people DM her to said don't stop. So that's that. Let me send her a message here. Girl, thank you. Let me pause for a second. I add to it. When I started sharing some tweets on my YouTube channel, I will put your prayers at the end of my videos. When I don't see your prayers, I Google prayers for my video. It became a habit. Yes, your prayers were very much appreciated. Don't ever stop, because Salty Island will never stop. Alright, so that's that. People are responding. I started participating in these prayers just with a reply because the abuse was unfathomable. I remember talking to my husband and he saw the mental toll it was taking on me. I don't think it took me to that deep. It was very upsetting. I think that's what it took with me. It was very upsetting to see there's this woman who's minding her own business and why these people are bothering her. That was the thing. I don't think I put it to a point where it affecting. I don't know. I don't think it affected me personally, but I was offended to see that the unnecessary nonsense that they were putting her through. Okay, so I invested my time to put these videos out there. All right, let's continue. I started participating in these prayers just with a reply because the abuse was unfathomable. I remember talking to my husband and he saw the mental toll it was taking on me. I remember dreading to see what abuse awaited her daily on the British morning shows. We've come a long way. Yes, thank you so much. I remember. You were fantastic. There used to be a Sussex prayer group. Oh, okay, yes. We'll still pray. There's all of that. Girl, thank you. And I think the reason I was stopping seeing some of the prayers here, because when Blue Sky, it's another social media platform that was created. I'm on it as well, but I haven't been on it as much because some of the people who were trying to get away from the nonsense that was going on X, they shift over there. But the juicy stuff still remain on X. That's why I'm still there. Girl, thank you. Yeah, the tears. It was like watching a daily suspense and horror movie. I was also thinking recently about how we used to be waiting on the tenterhooks. What's that? For the Sunday front page. The hate was everywhere. Even here in France, we weren't spare. Wow. Wow. This is the nonsense they put Diana through. And this is why the squad are so vast. I was saying that earlier in one of the videos that I did. There's 2 previous recordings that I did before this one, this morning. And I was talking about why the squad are so good, because we are everywhere, different time zone and different interests. So when the machine is going after her, there's someone, one of the squad who probably up somewhere around the world to counterattack. Okay, so this is the squad who's remembering back in the days, and this is what I'm saying. We need to continue praying. Me, I was more on Instagram. I was fighting against those people who claim to be neutral but let hateful comments stay on their pages. Okay, this is what I'm saying. The squad people have different strength. Okay, if you need to subscribe to all of my channels, because I will continue somewhere in one of those channels and continue to another channel. I have just said this in one of my earlier recording. Okay, those squads are everywhere, different strength, different interests, different personalities, so they are able to shut down the haters. And this is why the UK media don't like the squad. Okay, that's why I don't like people who pretend to be neutral. It's all nonsense. I can't even see how one can remain neutral in the face of injustice. I'm no longer speaking to 2 colleagues at work because I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I'm no longer speaking to 2 colleagues at work because they swallowed the tabloid lies hook, line, and sinker. No point in reasoning with idiots. She doesn't speak with. Exactly. There really was this desire to hate Meghan. I'm certain that deep down, these people know that Meghan is innocent, but it's easier for some to hate her than to love her. That's very sad. That's very sad, because when you look at the bigger picture, because if you have kids there is absolutely no way you should align yourself with the hate. There is absolutely no way. Whether or not you like Meghan or not, but to see the unnecessary nonsense they're writing, and you know they are lying. But why would you align to that? I would rather not read them at all, either good or bad. And this is what Meghan have done. But to align yourself with the negative one, it's shameful. Yeah, I know that. And sometimes some of these people need to be, I mean, I can understand. If you talk to them once and explain to them how the tabloid works, and they refuse to see it, then I can understand why you don't speak to them, because they refuse to see it. But there are some people who are blind to it. Like for myself, okay, I've said this so many times in many videos, is that when I used to see the headline, I was never about buying those tabloids to take home and read or anything like that. But when I see the headlines, okay, I probably will read it and move along, never really process it and make a big deal out of it. But once Meghan married into the royal family, married Harry, and you know, you were happy. I was happy for her, because I used to see the royal family at a higher level, okay? Not thinking of colonialism, all the barbaric things. I wasn't thinking of that at all. I have my own problem. But thinking that they were above the pettiness. But when the headline become consistent, it triggers me to look into it. I was like, no, there's no way. Okay, especially an African American? No. Okay, if you are around the globe and you're hearing what they're saying about African American, if you don't live in the US, you will not know the truth. Because I know for a fact, African American are not what the tabloids say. Especially Meghan. At this level, there is absolutely no way. This is what caught my attention. Even though you were not part of the tabloid kind of nonsense, whatever it may be. But sometimes people need to stop and think, okay, what you are reading versus your senses, your sight, your hearing, your touch, people you have encountered, people you have seen, this kind of thing. Reality, compare it with your reality. Is that match? Does the headline matches with your reality, your senses? That's what caught me. Okay? God give you your senses for a reason. Because the devil will always try to trick you, and you have to rely on your senses. And that's what got me. My senses. And I said, there's no way. There's no way. And I had to find out why. And I did find my reason. All right. Let me read a couple more and then that's it. Okay. I cry daily. These people think we had to be told by Meghan and Harry that they weren't treated fairly when anyone with non-bigoted eyes could see, okay, that's the senses, could see the vile abuse she experienced. I will never forgive that White Island for standing by and watching it all go down. She was pregnant. Okay, that's another thing as well. And I used to be somewhat upset with some Brits. Good, well-minded, some of them. I used to be very upset with them because they were not speaking up. But I guess due to the culture, their timidness or something like that. But now I'm seeing they speaking up. Okay, especially that one video I saw a couple days ago, that young lady who was comparing why Kate had to come out when Meghan was doing her thing. And she explained a whole bunch of things that makes sense. And I was like, more people need to do videos like that, because the media in the UK, forget it, it's gone, it's trash. Okay, so there's platform. You could go and express your own point of view, whether you put your face or you don't put your face. Do what you gotta do to differentiate yourself from the tabloid. People need to speak up. Okay, you see what's going on in the US with the Trump. There's a lot of people, little people, individual journalists who's doing the pushback. You're not gonna see the true thing that is happening because They play their card, the Trump people, the MAGAs play their card very well. It's the same group of people in the UK who's pretty much controlling everything in the UK, who transfer that same tactic in the US. They did their games very well. They capture forms of medias. Okay, so you're not gonna hear or see what the fighting that is happening on the ground. But people are fighting. Okay, you will not see it unless you follow independent journalists or different, not MAGAs, but other influencers like Too Raw to Will and Tabitha, for instance, and there's some others. There's one white lady, I believe she lives in Washington State. I don't remember her page, but occasionally I stumble on her videos. She's telling the technical aspect of things. She has a different way of explaining her own fight, her own strength that she's fighting against the MAGAs. Okay? So there are people, little people in the US who's doing the pushback. Okay? So I was not seeing that in the UK, and I used to be upset about that. I already accepted, not that I agree with it, accepted the media in the UK of their vileness. They were trash, not to be taken seriously. But to see some of the Brits, the little people, some of them are already on social media. They were not fighting. If they were on TikTok, I probably didn't see it because I'm not on TikTok. But at least on X, I was not seeing it. So that's what I used to be upset about. And I always give prop to Byline. That was the only media, okay, they create their own to do the pushback. Okay, I used to highlight some of the Byline articles and things that, deal with Harry and Meghan on my channel. Okay, but even if the media hijack every form of communication, but there's little people out there that could still do the footwork. Okay, I still remember the biggest win for us was to prove categorically the royal voter a scam artist. Yep, I'm telling you, Tina and Michelle, we need to give them their flowers, because they, at least for me, they were the very first one I stumbled on. They used to do the really pushback, and they understand the media and very well. Okay, the prestige they used to have and to gravitas, okay, the prestige they used to have and the gravitas they held has totally gone because of the squad. They were, and the squad as well, I mean, like I've said, different walks of life. It could be from a high schooler, garbage man, cyclist to, I don't know, could be a representative. Okay, whatever highest level of education you could have. There are all of these groups of people, lawyers, architects, engineers, doctors, you name it, are part of the Sussex squad. And what's good as well with the Sussex squad, when the legal aspect of things, when Meghan and Harry are dealing with the legal aspect, whether you are in the US or in the UK, they will explain. Some of the lawyers who are squaddies, they will explain some of the legal aspect of things. I used to share them. Okay, when I come across them, I share them with you. Okay, what are some of the wording means and things like that. Okay, I'm not a lawyer, and English is not even my language. So some squaddies will go on X, take their time, because being a lawyer takes a lot of time and a lot of reading. Every free time you have, I'm pretty sure you just have to go and look at your client's file, read different laws. They have other important things to do, but they will take that time to go on social media to explain what is happening, especially with the half sister and things like that. The access that they have with certain, I don't know, what do you call this, computer things or certain site that they have access to, they will take screenshot or give us the link to go to and read what's happening between the legal system, between the sisters. Okay, so this is what's good with the squad. And when I come across them, I share them with you. Go back to some of my old videos on either channels. Let's continue. The prestige they used to have and the gravitas they held has totally gone. They were exposed as complete charlatan, and now even the mighty Piers is a YouTuber. So we won. Okay, we need to keep on fighting because they will never stop. It was a 24/7 horror show. It still is, but now they can no longer rely daily on citing their palace sources. All right, the clickbait has to be cloaked as friends or Sussex sources, as if any of their true friends will ever talk to the Daily Mail or the Sun. And this is the thing with Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan gave the Sussex squad their foundation. What I mean by their foundation, when they were leaving the UK, they said they're not dealing with certain tabloid. Okay, they do not have any representative to talk on their behalf. The sources that the palace usually give, either they will tell you their spokesperson or they will say it themselves. Okay, so these were the foundation. So from this point on, anytime we hear or read article and we hear something about Meghan and Harry, sources, we know it's false because Harry and Meghan have already gave us our foundation. Some squaddies the new one may not get it, but sometimes we need to remind them of that, the new one. Okay, in the beginning, I swear I felt protected of them like they were my kids. Now it feels like they've grown wings and have flown away from home and are standing strong against all the ill winds that may blow their way. All right, me being above, and let's not forget many of the squaddies as well were Princess Diana's fan. And then when they see that Harry is going through that kind of thing, unnecessary pain, they were very protective of him. And then Harry knows that too. When he was leaving the UK to go meet Meghan in California, where he said something when his mom died. I'll put the clip. When his mom died, you took him under their wings and said something, the media is a powerful force. And the media is a powerful force. And one day, our collective voices will be so much bigger.
When I lost my mum 23 years ago, you took me under your wing. You looked out for me for so long, but the media is a powerful force. And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful, because this is so much bigger than just us.
Harry saw it, and this is what's happening here. Only if the brother had listened to Harry and team up with him and fight the tabloid. But instead, the brother did what he did. Okay, let's continue. Me being, okay, it's almost, okay, that was the point that I stopped. Princess Diana's fans, the moms, okay, and the grandpas probably, and then the Meghan fan who came together, there they are here. Okay, Meghan and Princess Diana's fan together. Okay, create that powerful force. Okay, me being a Bob and a Meghan fan has solidified my personality 2017 and 2018. I was online from morning till evening defending my queen. I don't know how was it. Meghan and Harry was not in my periphery, but just the beginning of their wedding, and then I moved on. And then when I would see a headline, that's what got me back again. I was so glad when she left that place. I didn't use Twitter back then. I was part of the Instagram femdom, but I remember that every time a negative story or a new conspiracy theory from trolls came out and she went out to a commitment, I felt a knot in my stomach thinking that someone will do something to her or I. Okay, when I decided to, in 2009, I created an account on Twitter. When did Twitter started? Let me pause, because I created it because I knew this is where news will be at, okay? And then I never went back in it. It was back in 2018 or 2019. And I was like, I need to find out what's going on. And it was here that I was aware I should come. Let me see when Twitter started. All right, so Twitter officially launched to the public on July 15, 2016. So 3 years after it launched, that's when I signed up. Let me ask, one more question. So I asked, when did Twitter started having more users? Twitter started having significantly more users after its initial growth surge at the 2007 South by Southwest conference, and especially after 2019. And this is, 2009. Why am I saying 2019? 2009. That's when I signed up. 2009. And then after that, I just left it. Never interact, nothing. And then it's when the tabloids started attacking Meghan, and I started thinking, and I was like, I need to find out what's going on. And then I went on Twitter. Okay? So 2009. Let me read some more. So the squad are talking, bringing back some memories. Me being a Bob. Okay, I read that already. I didn't use Twitter back then. I was part of, okay, I read that as well. It was a long road, my dear, but really, the most amazing fan base award goes to all of us. We got her through it all. We had her back and always will. LOL, some of us have PTSD from the dark days. We will jump on every negative press, every negative post, consistently burn ourselves out. We will take breaks and return to the front line. Can't believe these days I can't see negative post headline, have a good laugh, and scroll on by. I didn't discover the community until January 2020. And this is what I'm saying. The Meghan, as the tabloid consistently going after Harry and Meghan, instead, they're accumulating more fan base. All right. I didn't discover the community until January 2020. I wish I knew about you guys earlier, because in 2018 and 2019 were very painful and heartbreaking. And this is the thing here. Because when I first noticed about the negativity, and I was so upset, and I thought I was the only one. And then when I went on Twitter, being upset, thinking I'm the only one who noticed it, but the squaddies, the original squaddies were already doing the fight. So that's that. And each one of them were doing their own fight in their own little way. Imagine when I found a group who not only endured the pain, but had been fighting in the trenches for this couple since 2017. Okay, so there's that. Girl, it was the trenches. It's still this way in Australia, but we fight. Okay, I so agree. Oh my God, I think I'm going to be reading a good amount, because this is like a... where people are bringing back some memories. I so agree. I had knots in my stomach daily. The headlines were so awful. And having lived through the Diana days, okay, this is what I was saying. Some squaddies are Diana's fans. Okay, having lived through the Diana's days, I realized they wanted her dead. Fellow squaddies pushed back with brilliant hashtags, and we were seen by Meghan, which gave her strength. This system is vicious. Right. Remember when they moved to Canada and the rats followed them? They started hounding the locals who refused to divulge anything. Thank God for the Tyler Perry. The bedtimes now all blur together, but I still say when she was pregnant with Archie, yes, my stomach would be tied up and knots, and it was just endless everywhere. You turned just hate in 2018, 2019. Seriously, some people didn't make it, had to step back for their mental health. Yeah. Since 2018, we suffer a lot. We endure a lot. We cry, screaming for a lot. Right now, I just chill. I don't care what they say. I just scroll by my timeline when I see a squaddy sharing nothing, another BS from the Daily Fair. We have been through a lot. It is an era of joy now. Facts. Been in the trenches since the very beginning. Talk about prayers, patience, and resilience. I need to bookmark this, because this is the squaddies here, the true squaddies. It was horrible period. We experienced a roller coaster of emotion. Many of us were traumatized. Meghan has been targeted and continue to be, to the most inhuman level of vitriol, hate, racism, and misinformation. I'm thankful she is thriving. Many more blessings to come. A war zone. We were in the trenches. So many memories. Remember when Palmer called the Bar Association trying to get that one supporter fired. She never came back. Wow. Okay, I wasn't aware of that. And how he ran the palace and complained about us. Okay, I don't know about this. The Bar Association. Very interesting. This is what I was saying. There are different level of education in the squaddies. Some are lawyers and they will explain some stuff. But what the Palmer was doing is because when the true squaddies who knows about the law and explaining what's happening, they don't want people to know. So that's probably why. Okay, from your mouth to God's ear, those days when she was on Salty Island were hard on the Sussexes and on every supporters. Thank you for everything. I had no idea till after 2020, 2021, I think. Wasn't much on social media, nor watch TV. Alright, chill. Tell me about it. Had stomach ache every day. I pray night and day for her. I'm so happy to see her in such a beautiful place, being herself and not bothered. Everyone was doing their own prayers. Alright, quite agree. If Pa wants to see the kids, he can book a hotel and take a flight to Montecito. Yes, I remember it as if it was yesterday. It was tough. Thank God everything is fine for her now. My heart is now filled with joy. Again, don't forget the prayer, because those devils will never stop. Okay, whatever's on the screen here. Those days were painful. I remember how helpless it made me feel. Tell me about it. Been here since early 2017. Sam, at least not in the presence of those in that family. I used to wake up in fight mode. Tough time for sure. This supporter got into trouble even at work for defending my faith. Those early days were dark. Needed regular mental health breaks. Really painful time for all of us. Yeah, it was relentless. Really painful time for all of us. The Queen funeral was peak for me. Not too long ago, I was explaining what happened during the Queen's week funeral. Instead of highlighting the Queen's, whatever, her legacy, whatever they in the UK they find that was her legacy, they ignore all of that. They just went after her nonstop. Okay, the tears, the pain, girl, it was horrible. We are in a chapter of joy. It was a lot of hard work to get here today. Alright, the situation. I wonder how he's doing. I know all the tears we cry. I made a decision not to watch daytime TV just for my own mental health well-being. Alright, so that's that. There's probably more. Let's move on. I read a lot on this one. Maybe the title will make reference to this. Okay, so there's more about Sussex supporters. 38 minutes. Alright, so there's that. The squad is in 2025. This is what we deserve. Let's say. Exactly. Oh my God. When the squad start their conversation. Alright. Yeah. I think Megan appreciates us all. A battle well fought. To see her on the other side thriving, walking head high and back straight like she owns these haters and royalists. Thanks the Lord. Alright, this is why I don't need to post anything about the leftovers who deserve nothing. Meghan and Harry give enough content to keep us sated for years. This is why I be saying, when only some of the squaddies, if they have something they're thinking about, they could pick any pictures from past engagement that Harry and Meghan did, and then they create the conversation, just like we're doing right now. Okay, and the previous tweet that I shared with you, where the squad were thinking about past what happened at the beginning, the fight that they did. Okay, this is why I don't need to put, okay, I read that. Nah, she really was trying to tell us when she drew 2025, and that's it. Sis, we are eating so well. I love it here. Okay, she's a mother. Okay, she's a mother, a mom, a mamacita. Okay, there's that. There's a loving eye, a lot of emojis. So let's move on. Okay, this is I have two prayers. One of those prayers I'm gonna leave it for another tweet, but here there's a tweet that I come across. It's kind of funny. It has nothing to do with the squaddies. Alright, and then the next tweet will be a prayer from the squad, and that'll be it for the video. This is that here. She wants to sue the artist. I started laughing. Oh my God, the way they drew. But that's not her teeth though. But I just thought that was funny. And the caption says she was to sue the artist. I don't know if it's true or not. She's pretty though. Oh, it's one image. But that's not hair underneath. It's just a shadow. Oh my God, Twitter can be something. Alright, that was it. That's all I wanted to show you about this. I don't want to go in the comment. Next tweet. And that's the prayer, and that'll be it. Okay? Prayer for Has, Megan, Archie, and Lily, and Miss Doria. May the strength of God pilot you. Harry, Megan, Archie, Lilibet, Diana, and Miss Doria. May the power of God preserve you. May the wisdom of God instruct you. May the hand of God protect you. May the way of God direct you. May the shield of God defend you. May the host of God guard you. And Jesus, amen. Alright, so she uses that image from New York. Some of the squaddies be pointing out to this lady. That will be us. Alright, so there's that. Psalm 91. Whoever dwell in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wing you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rampart. You will not fear the terror of night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because He loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation. Alright, so that is it. So please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that is it. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to Pt3 and Team Sussex, because today's recording, I did 3 recordings. It started from, I believe, Team Sussex or Pt3 and continues to the other channel. Okay, so subscribe to all of my channels. Thank you for watching.